Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Dia. I do planner and lifestyle videos, and today I'm going to be doing a video about my new Moterm planner. If you haven't seen my previous video, you might want to go check it out to see how I got here. This Moterm ring planner has been my supplemental planner. I mainly plan in my Sterling Ink B6 planner, but I was using this one to just keep track of some trackers and things that I only needed to keep temporarily and not long term. So I called this my supplemental planner, but I decided I wanted to use the ring planner a little bit more thanks to Rowena from Sojourner. She sparked that wanting to plan in my ring planner again, especially because I don't take my B6 anywhere with me, and I wanted to start carrying a planner around again with me. And for me, that's a ring planner, not a bound planner. So I kind of became obsessed again with my ring planner. And while I love the personal size, I wanted something a little bit wider. So I decided to put Franklin Covey inserts in here, which come out a little bit too far. So I wasn't able to use my side tabs anymore. I decided to get this in the Luxe in the same color. So that's what I did. And that is what's right here. This is my personal Luxe from Moterm in the apricot leather, and look, you can see how much it has patinaed over time. I thought I was gonna love this, and I probably loved it for about a day. It's funny, it's really not that much bigger than the personal, but that little bit extra was just a little bit too much for me. Let's see, there it is right there. It's like an extra ½ an inch. So that plus the 30mm rings instead of the 25mm rings, which I know I can switch them out. I don't know, this feels good and chunky, but it's not as portable to me as just this one right here. For such a slight difference, I'm really surprised that I feel comfortable carrying this one around, but not this one. I don't really use the pockets for anything, and all of a sudden I felt like all of these pockets were just so much more added weight that I didn't need. I'm not gonna get rid of this because I learned that my needs change and I might end up needing all of these pockets at one point, but right now I don't. And then I was talking to Rowena from Sojourner, and she was coming out with a ring planner because she is a lot more minimal and she makes beautiful planners, and she created this ring planner right here. I met up with her and saw it in person and was instantly in love, especially with this leather. I believe it's called Ember. I've never owned that leather of hers before, and she had her planner all set up, and I just loved it because it was so much more minimal and light than this. Especially because there's no back pocket. The side pockets don't have the zippers and all the extra bulk. I'll show you guys in a minute. So I decided to move into this planner from Rowena, and I have loved it so far. The leather is incredibly buttery and soft without being too floppy. It does have a little bit of flop to it. You can see like the corner flopping over there. I don't stuff my planners, but I imagine this would wrap beautifully around a chunky planner. So let me tell you some of the differences between this planner and the Moterm, and what I like about this one and what some people might not like about it. First, it reminds me of the Filofax Domino, which was held together by a string and not a loop. And I actually liked the Domino a lot. I just didn't like the leather selection that it came in. It usually came in this shiny, pleathery stuff. I love that hers is this beautiful leather. I've gotten a few scratches on it. It's just so buttery soft, you guys, and it still smells so delicious. It does not come with a pen loop, but she suggested putting a Midori pen loop on here, so I have that, and that's been working perfectly fine. It has the strap. Let me open it up. I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a flip through too, because I think I'm going to be changing my setup pretty soon because I am using this a lot more, and I'm starting to figure out how I want it set up. One of the things that makes the biggest weight difference in this one compared to the Moterm is that there's no back pocket. It just has this simple side pocket right here with a couple of slots, and then in the back it just has this pocket right here. I love that the pockets are so minimal because I really don't use them or put much in them. I have the Franklin Covey compact inserts in here. I'm so torn. If you have the Franklin Covey inserts in here and you don't want your tabs sticking out, then you need to do top or bottom tabs. I love the way this looks. I love the way it feels in my hands, but I think I love side tabs even more. So I'm thinking about switching my inserts back to personal size so that I can put side tabs in here. I have some new tab supplies coming today. Maybe I'll make a video on that, but I think I'm gonna probably set this up with the top tabs and the side tabs with the personal inserts and see which one I like better. But my advice to you is that if you are gonna use this planner with Franklin Covey inserts, use top or bottom tabs, not side tabs, unless you don't mind them sticking out. I have these dividers. I think they're from Etsy, so I'll go ahead and look for it and make sure I link them down below. I printed these little freebie dashboards from Curated. Oh, it has holes in it. I can't see what it is. I'll put it down below too. I think it's Curated Monotony, and I love the color of these. So I just printed them up, and then with my little label maker, I put what each section is. And I like having this, but I really prefer to have the sections on the tabs, but I needed to get clear labels for my little printer thing, so they're on their way today. But for now, I just went ahead and put it here. This first section is my intentions, and this is where I just go first thing in the morning. I mark off what day it is. It's kind of just nice to see how far you are in the year. I go through and see what holidays are coming up or if they've already passed, and then I highlight them. I have my affirmations. And then I have this little tracker from Peanuts Planner Co. And I'm just tracking things like whether I took my vitamins, documented my weight, my blood pressure, if I washed my face. I've been doing a high frequency hair treatment and whether I worked out or not. So I flip to that every day too. By the way, I just discovered Kokoyo paper. I wanted to do Tomo River paper in here, but it's so thin and I heard that it kind of slips around a lot. So I didn't want to use that. I've been using bright white paper and I really hate bright white paper. But then I was watching several videos and heard good things about this paper. So I purchased some. I don't think I will ever print my inserts on anything other than this paper. It's smooth, it's creamy. My fountain pens dry incredibly fast on it, and there's really not much bleed through. The only time I had problems with something bleeding through was with a really, really inky pen or when I did a date stamp. But I don't do that very often, so it's not a big deal to me. The next section is my monthly section. And in here, I'm just kind of keeping personal self-care stuff. Let me flip back. Like these yellow dots are the day I have my trainer. If you don't know, my daughter is going to school to become an esthetician and she gives us facials all the time. So I'll mark what kind of facial she gave me. I mark when I dye my hair, when I get my hair cut, when the house is cleaned. So this is just kind of my little personal thing. I don't put appointments like our photo shoots or any meetings I'm having or special dates. That doesn't go in here. This is just stuff for me personally that I want to reference. One of the things I'm lacking in this planner is bookmarks. So I had bought these running shorts from a company called Chicken Legs, which I absolutely love. And I noticed that it stuck out a little. So I hole punched it and put it in here as my divider. There's a couple other things I had to get creative with dividers. The reason I like this too is because it barely sticks out. So it doesn't interfere with anything out here. Most of my inserts are from Peanuts Planner Co. Honestly, I think all my inserts are from Peanuts Planner Co. Except this one maybe. I'll link what they're from down below. Next section is my weekly. And this I do in my B6 Common Planner, but in there I document exactly what I've done with my time throughout the day. It's kind of a plan as I go weekly planner, but this is where I sit down at the beginning of the week and I write out when I'm going to the gym, I will write in when we have some jobs. I meant to put it in red when we have something scheduled, but I forgot. So this is just kind of planning out the week so I know if my husband's gonna be gone. We're in the wrong week. This just gives me an idea of like my husband was gone this day, if I have a photography event that needs to be done, and mainly when I'm gonna be working out. So anything pre-scheduled gets put in here so I have an idea of how much time I have to work. The next section is my personal section, and I kind of want to relabel some of these sections, but this is just what I called them for now. In this one, I'm not going to show you the first tab, but it's my credit cards and some personal information. So that's on there. And I'm using these little Midori index tabs, which are so perfect because they don't stick out too far. And once I get to my personal section, they make it really easy for me to find what I need. This is just my inbox kind of brain dump where I put down anything I know that needs to get done. And I refer to this daily so that if there's something that can be done that day, I'll put it on my daily to-do list. Because this isn't my full-time planner right now, I'm struggling a little with the daily pages, trying to find what's working for me. And I downloaded these from Peanuts Planner Co. and I like them, but I don't think I'll be using them for next year. Not sure if I'll even finish out using them for this year, but I'm enjoying them right now. I like these because they're this horizontal layout, so you just turn your planner sideways, because when I'm planning on this right-hand page, I don't always like to have to pull out the page, and I hate trying to write up against the rings, so I figured I would try this out. And I like to write in it, but I don't exactly like to have my planner turned sideways, especially when it's this page here, because I'll be writing and then when I need to refer to something else, it just takes me a moment to see which way to flip this. So I don't know. That's probably nitpicking a little, but I don't know if I'm gonna stay with these. Right here, there is normally a timeline, but I took that out and I'm using it as my to-do list. In the middle here, I'm keeping track of my food and my fitness. And it's the same thing over here. This is today's, so I've literally been only using these for 2 days and don't know how long I'm gonna keep using them. In this personal section, I also have these other little sections. This is another thing from those chicken leg running shorts. And then I have some of my workout reference stuff in here. I have for Run Club, interval days, this is how we do our runs. I have some upper body exercises in here that I printed out. And then I have some lower body ones. And then right here, I just have some blank paper to jot down any notes. On Monday, my husband and I sat down and we were just trying to figure out what meats we had on hand and what we were thinking about cooking. So I just wrote that there and then I'll just cross it off. This is just scratch paper basically. And I put a little tab right here that says notes. The last section is my business section, and this is in 2 parts. I have my YouTube stuff, and then I also have our photography business in here. This is stuff that I want to do for my photography business. I have these little Mickey Mouse things here. And then I decided to go ahead and print up another monthly calendar because I want to start documenting whenever I post a video, whenever I post to Instagram, so I can see how consistent I'm being. And I just started these in August through the end of the year. I figured I'm not going to backfill it. So I have that in there. I have this little card in here from Rowena that I put this tab on so that I can switch to my photography business really easily. Oh, by the way, this is from a milk frother that I bought. I just hole punched it and put it in here as another divider to get to my monthly. Okay, so in this one, I just have some tasks that I do for the business, maybe monthly, and it just reminds me not to forget about them. And then I have another little tab right here, and I have these pages from Peanuts Planner Co. that I'm using to keep track of what I'm doing for each of our clients. So we just photographed a football team and 2 cheer teams, and I'm going to go in here and write what I have to do and then check them off so I know where I'm at with each team. So I'm gonna see how that works for me. I haven't used it that way yet. I kind of had it like that in a notebook, so I'm sure it's gonna work fine for me, but now it's all in one place and I love it. I will say another thing. I just asked Rowena about this. So I love the Franklin Covey inserts, but like I said, I love side tabs. So what I did was I took these personal inserts and I put them in here to see if I would like how it feels. And I did, but because they're shorter and I have this little pen loop in here, when I would go to shut this, the pages would get stuck on this right here, which I know everybody's not going to use one of these, but she suggested putting in some sort of flyleaf or card back here that was a little bit longer so it doesn't get stuck on that. I don't know if that makes any sense to you guys, but if you go to try and do it, you might know what I'm talking about. I did mean to mention one other thing about this planner. When it's closed, I am not the type of person to stuff my planner, so everything in here is hole punched and in. I don't stick stuff in here loosely, so things falling out is not an issue for me. I don't worry about anything falling out, but if you do kind of just stuff your planner with things, I can see how you might feel like this planner isn't as secure as this planner. This one has the clip. It's hard to describe. It's very tight fitting, like nothing's gonna slide out of there. And because this one is an elastic loop, it's a little more slippy and less firm. I don't even know the words. If you don't mind it being a little bit floppy and loose, this is perfect. I love how light it is. But if you feel like you need your stuff secure and like it's not gonna move, I totally get why you would want one with the clip. I think that's it. I just wanted to go ahead and show you guys this new gorgeous planner from Rowena at Sojourner, and I'm so glad I got my hands on one because they sold out pretty quickly. She did just launch a new batch. I'm not sure when I'm getting this video up, but they might be sold out again. If you're interested though, go ahead and check them out. I'll leave the link down below. And hopefully all my planner supplies get here tonight, and then tomorrow I can play with them and figure out once and for all if I'm going to be using this with Franklin Covey inserts or personal inserts. And I'll go ahead and set up all of my tabs and I'll show you guys how I do that and then give you another update. Okay guys, if you stuck around this long, thank you so much. I really appreciate your support. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them down below. If you want to see more videos, make sure you subscribe. And if you want to be notified whenever I post a new video, make sure you hit that notification bell. Is that even a thing anymore? I guess I should check before I keep saying the same ending. But I appreciate you guys and I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.